Alright YouTube, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a music player app. So as you see, this is a music player app which I have created with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So I have not used any framework, it is the vanilla JavaScript that we are going to focus on. So this is the 41st project in my playlist. So if you see, if I click on play, you should listen to the music. So if I click on next button, you should see or you should listen to the next music along with the name of the music changed along with the images changed. Click here. And the next. And finally the last one. And I have just 4 audios, and if I click again, the first audio will play. The same is applicable for backward. So we'll see how to create it from scratch with the help of HTML and CSS on the first section and on the JavaScript for the next section. Get the source code in the description. Thank you so much for listening. Continue to the video. Alright YouTube, in this video I'm going to show you how to create the UI for the music player app. We are going to create it with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and in this section we will see how to design the music player. So for now, just I have the template of Bootstrap 4. So if you see, we have CSS, jQuery and the Bootstrap jQuery. Fine, this is how our page looks at start. And if you see, I have already downloaded the royalty free images and audio, and I have named it as music 1, music 2, music 3, music 4. These are the audio files and these are the images. The same name I have given, music 1, music 2, music 3 and music 4. So let me copy both of them and keep it at the parent directory. Let me delete this one. Fine. Now I believe you are clear with our folder structure. I'll leave the source code in the description to follow along. The very first thing what I'm going to do is music player. And inside music player I need a image container. It's in class, and inside that I want a image. So for now I have a folder called images, and inside the images I have music1.jpg. and once, if you see, let's have our title of the music, and then we will have the music player music, and inside the music we need a progress bar. So for that, progress container, inside the progress container we need a div with id called progress, and after that we need a span tag starting from 0, which is a time, and end, let's say it ends at 2. So let's have this inside dflex. Justify content between. Let's see how does it looks. You see, one is here and one is here. Almost done. Now we need some font or some icons. Again, dflex. If you're worried what is dflex, it's a Bootstrap class which will allow you to have the child floating one after the other. So here we need font awesome icons. Let me get the font awesome icons, and the CDN I'll get it from the W3 school. We need a forward, backward, and a play button. So let's get the CDN first, so that we can have here on the header. Forward, backward, play. This is forward, forward, backward, and then we need a play. So if I see how does it looks, fine, not bad. Now let's work on the CSS. Let's give the class controls. The very first thing I'm going to pick the container, Control B for the full screen. Get the music player container and give the width and height to it. Width of 500 pixel and a height of 500 pixel. And whatever is there inside the body, I want to display it at the center. Display flex, justify content center, align items center, and the very first thing is we need to link the style sheet, style.css. Fine. Now since we have given height and width, we can give the background hash somewhat British. And if you see the height is too much, let me add 400. And we have a image container. Let me give the height and width for it as well. So the width is going to be 300. Pixel top and bottom auto to place at the center. And I want the height to be auto. So instead of giving margin, why don't we give padding? Top and bottom 0 pixel, left and right 50 pixel. Or let's say 100 pixel. And on page start, I want all the body, all the element to get padding 0, margin 0. And let's see what makes this so much space. So it is actually working, if you notice. Now inside the image container, what we want to do is we want to target the image, and we need to keep the height and width as 100%. Height 100%, width 100%. So it takes the image container height and width, 200 pixel, and I want the object fit to contain this is the whole container and this is the image container. Width, let's give the width as 100%. Let's give the padding, actually it's 300, and here we have to add 100%, and let's give all the element as color white. And now if you want, you can give color to the body. Somewhat grayish. Let's get this and give it background. Let's get the music player and give margin top of 300 pixel. 150, 100. Let's get the H3, text align center. Let's get this span, padding X and Y axis as 5. So let me give this to the durations, padding X and Y 5, and let's give the progress bar, background white, width 100%, height 10 pixel, padding top and bottom 0, left and right 15 pixel, or it's the margin. Margin spelling is wrong. Let's reduce the width. Fine. Now it's the process container which I have to give style to. This is how it looks. And now inside we have progress. Let me give the width as 100%, height as 100%, and the color as red. Background red. So let's reduce the red color. And we don't need the color, and if you want, you can change the color to as you like. This seems to be okay. So this is going to be progress. And if you see, margin top and bottom 3, Fine. Now let's style this. Or if you wish to give a border to the music player, box shadow, top and bottom, left and right, color, and a blur. On the music player, let's give this style. Now if you want, you can give the images as well. Box, shadow, top and bottom, left and right, blurriness, white, 0 on top and bottom, left and right. Let's make it cover, padding bottom 20 pixel, or let's add a margin. It's not worth, I believe. So let's image and give the style what we have added. If you want to add padding, top 10 pixel, 17 pixel is enough. And let's focus the controller class, and let's give the padding top and bottom 20 pixel, left and right 0 pixel. And inside control we have span, or let's say I tag. I will put a font size to be 30 pixel. And let's add the same, justify content between, or if you want you can add around. Space around, I believe. Let's get into the Google. Justify content around. So these are the options. We'll give this on the CSS. So actually I was giving somewhere, this is the place, not the I was giving. Fine. Now if you notice, and inside I, whatever is there, I want the user select to be none. I don't want them to select, and the cursor should be pointer. As you see, and let's give some title to it. Class, margin, top and bottom. Fine. Now let's try to see some other let's give it black. I think I have to replace the backward and forward. I believe we have completed the design. So if you want, you can make this as well. %. And I think it is nice. So let's get this image on the style tip, replace the style which we have created. And here I have added a padding. Let me remove that. And all CSS for S3 I have given padding as well. Now let's try some other image. So that looks awesome, I believe. And if you want, you can give border radius. And this is for second image, for third image, this is for fourth image. Fine, it is working. Now let's get the JavaScript part. So now let's give the JavaScript functionality. Now let's get into the index, and we are going to have audio tag, and inside the audio tag I'm going to give the audio slash mp3.1. refresh. We cannot see anything. Well, that's great, that's what we need. Now let me give the ID to all of them. This ID will be back play next, and if you want, you can give ID to it as well. Audio document dot get element by ID, next. And then we have previous, and then we have play, and finally we have audio. So we have to link this on the bottom. Script.js. So let's get the audio and make it play on page load. Refresh, inspect. So now if you see, it is not playing. What do we need is, we have to get the play element dot add event event listener, and it's going to be click function audio dot play. Now if I click on this, you should see the icon, and I don't know whether you will listen to the music or not, but you can see just by the icon appearing here, consider it as music is playing. Now I can listen to the music, and you can see the play button. I can able to play it, but if I click on this button again, I want it to be paused. So let's create a function play song and pause song, and is playing boolean. On page load, I want it to be false, and playing, on playing, I want it to be true, and pause song, I want it to be false again. Now what do I need is I want to check when I click on play, if when I click on play the boolean is going to be true. We need to add an if condition. If is playing is false, then we want to play song, else we want to pause this. Now let's try. No errors. Click here. If it is not, I can listen to the song. And it has been paused. Pause. If you see, if I pause, it has gone. Now you can see the icon is not visible at the tab. Pause. But I want to see the thing over here. So for that, the play is the ID. This dot class list dot replace pause with play with pause. This with pause. Have you see? So if it is playing and if it is not playing, I want pause to come here and play to come here. Now let's check. Play. Pause. Now if you see, it has gone. I have paused it. I believe you can listen because I can see there is a vibration over here. So functionality is almost working. So if you want, you can change. Now what we'll do is we'll give functionality to these two buttons. Now the very first thing what we are up to is, if I click on forward and backward, we want the image, the music, and actually the audio file to get replaced. For that, what I'm going to do is we have to call them into the JavaScript, ID as image, and then ID as audio, and then ID as title. So these are the three things which will be replaced. So audio is there and image and title is what we need right now. This is for image and this is for title. Fine. Now if you see, we are going to create an array. Song, let's name it as song. It's an array. So inside an array, let's create an object, and this is going to be name. The first one is going to, let me show you what I actually have on the audio. I have the same name as of the images. Music 1, music 2, music 3, music 4, the same. Music 1, music 2, music 3, music 4. So music 1, and then display name. This is for the title. I want the first music to be called as, I don't know what the music is, let me give it as intro song. So likewise we have to make it for 2, 3, 4. We have 4 fours. This name is for images as well as audio file. 2, again 4. So now what is really going to happen is, if you see, I'm going to create a function assign, and it is going to have this song, and I want to change the title dot text content equal to song dot display name, and then we have audio dot src equal to song dot, again the song name is name, and then we have image dot src equal to. So if you see, this is simply the music one, but the actual thing is we need to pass it inside the backtick. So this we want the JavaScript to automatically calculate it, but it's inside the folder called audio slash. The same way it's in the folder called images. So if I show you images, fine. Now on page load, what I want is, on page load I want the third song to be played and viewed. So if I refresh, there's an error, not to worry about it. Console index.html music 4, actually it's .mp3 and we need to pass .mp3, and here it is .jpg. And if you want on page load the first image to be played, so this is the first. Let's listen to the music. This is first one, intro song 1, intro 2 song, intro 3 song, intro 4 song. So now it's first, you can play it. So let's listen to the second song. Refresh it, play. You can give it as war intro. This war intro, and let's see the third. Okay. So this is actually we have an error. So this is city intro. Actually, this is city intro. This is actually war, I believe. Please. Fine. Now let's start from scratch. 0. It's for the smooth intro. So let's give on load. I want the funny to show up. On load. On load is actually the war. So let's get into the third. Let's see what the third one. Third one is actually funny. Now you see funny intro. Click on play. So let's get into the fourth one. Fresh. This is it. Fine, it is working. So now we are going to see when I click on this button, I want the next song to play automatically. So for that, play. We need a next and back. Get the next dot add event listener. Click. Play next. And we have a function, we have a variable for that. Play backward. So let's create the play next function. And what it is going to do is, it is going to increment the value. So 0 is the first song, and if you increment 1 to it, the song index is 1. So song index equal to 0. Let's say 3, and we are going to pass this to this song. Fine. If it is 0, the first song will be played, and if you click plus plus, it is going to be 1. And then you want to assign the song index, and then you want to play the song. To play the song, we have a function, play song. So this is actually a function. So let's call this over here. Likewise, play backward song, and it is going to be decrement. Now let's check. On page load, we have assigned the 0 index. So this is the first song, this is the second song, and this is the third song. And if you see, if I click again, we'll get an error. So it has reached. Play is actually not working, so we don't need the play song. What we'll do is, we'll remove this, and what we do is, we'll use this function audio.play. Whatever is there in the SRC, just play it. Fine. If I click second, and and yeah, if you notice, we have to do the if you notice what actually the error is, if I click here, the song will be played, but this is still in the play mode. Song is played. If I click again, it's not working. So we'll fix it. Just let's see whether it is working or not. We need to get the first song, second song. So both of them. So as we required, both of them are working as we thought. Now the only error is if I reach above the index, it is showing me an error. So if I go below the index, it is giving me an error. So we have to add a condition. So let's see what we can do for that. And let's get this. Play dot. Pause should come here. Paste should come here. Let's see. Yeah, it is working. Playing. So likewise, we have to set the boolean as well. On each play, I want it to be false. Sorry, true. By default it is going to be true. So when I click again, pause it, pause it, pause it, go again, pause it, pause it, pause it. So actually on backward, the pause is not working. On forward, it is working. On backward, on clicking backward, we want the pause to show up. Oh, let's replace this. Yeah, that was the mistake. Backward, backward, pause it, play. The testing is done. So this is the first what do we say, this is the first music. So if I click above, we are going to get an error. The same way, this is the last music. If I click again, we are going to get an error. So what is happening is, on every click we are incrementing the value from 0 to 4. From 0 to 3 there is actually a value. From 0, once it exceeds the value 3, we are getting an error. The same way, we have the value from 0 to 3, but if we keep on decrementing, once it reaches to 0, and if we try to click again, and it will go to -1. So that's the case where we are getting the error. So let's see how to solve it. Well, if you see, there is actually a very quick fix we can do is, if the song index is greater than 3, then we want the song index to be 0. The same way, if the song index is less than 0, we want the song index to be 3. Let's see. What I need is, I want to loop again once it reaches to the greater than equal to intro song, war, funny, again. So we are keep on getting looping it the same way. First song,